Okay, so we're going to get cracking then with this presentation. So it's how to get an amazing body from home fast. Okay, so let me put this full screen so I can see what I'm doing. So essentially tonight I'm really going to show you a lot of things. I want to kind of cover a lot of grounds within this 30 minutes because I appreciate you guys giving up your time, giving up 30 minutes to come and listening to me like waffle on. So I want to respect your time and just essentially get as much information to you guys as I can, but I want to really get the critical stuff to you as well, because the last thing I want to do is overwhelm anybody. Okay, so I want to obviously thank you, as I've just said. I'm getting a bit behind on these slides. So tonight I want you to basically have an open mind with this whole presentation, because a lot of the stuff that I might be talking about might be the opposite on what you've been told before. If any of you have ever kind of followed my stuff, then a lot of this stuff, obviously you might already know, and it might be a little bit of a refresher, but for a lot of you guys that have not really kind of followed any of the stuff or any of my programs, it might be the opposite to what you've been told in the past. So I just want you to have an open mind, okay? Also, any questions that any of you have got, I want you to just plonk them in the box, either as we go along, or I'll open up for questions at the end as well. But to be honest, I'm more than happy in answering them as we go along, because it's quite cool doing it, as in answering questions, whatever we're talking about, okay? It's just, while we're on the topic, it's just quite simple, okay? So, I want to just essentially explain for any of you guys that don't know who I am. That's a picture of me there on the left. I'm not going to chat on about this for long because that's not what tonight's about. I've run a group program in Manchester with another trainer that works with me on it, which is Body Fit Academy, which is essentially a 4-week program that we do as a live program. I'm an author of this book that you can see right in the middle there, which is The Triangle of Effective Weight Loss, the 3 steps you need in your life as a busy mum. And I also run Workout of the Week Club, which is a new program that I've started as something that people can follow at home, which I can tell you a little bit more about later on for you guys that are interested. I know a lot of you guys that are on the call are already on this program, but again, I just want to essentially briefly mention that for any of you guys that were asking about it, because a few people have been asking about it this week. So tonight, these are the things we're going to cover. I just want to quickly run over it. So I'm going to tell you why I find it tough too. I'm going to, it sounds big-headed that, but show you why you should listen to me. So essentially, I'm going to show you some people that I've helped, okay? I'm going to show you how to get amazing results. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a summary on a couple of different things that are really important for getting the best results possible. I'm going to show you the difference between cleansing and dieting. Now that's the main thing for tonight, because once you can really grasp that, everything will change. Or the way you go about weight loss will change, okay? I'm going to show you healthy foods don't have to be boring. I'm going to show you how you can kick carb cravings, and that's all the stuff we're going to cover tonight. So let's dive into it, because we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So firstly, I want to essentially tell you that I know it is hard to stay in shape. Like, even though I am a trainer, I'm not exactly going to say, oh yeah, it's dead easy, it's dead easy. Like, to be honest, I do know that it's not easy. I want to show you a picture of me, like a couple of years ago. Well, in fact, about 18 months ago or so. I've never been obese, I've never been like overweight or anything like that, or mega out of shape, but I've been in a position where I've wanted to change my body, and I've felt it quite tough to, okay? Because a couple of years ago, back when I was in high school, I used to do quite a lot of athletics, so 100 metres, 200 metres, 400 metres. I was okay, I wasn't brilliant, but I wanted to get better, so I wanted to essentially drop body fat to get faster, okay? Because at the time, like, I was a little bit skinny, but like skinny fat, if that makes any sense. So again, I wasn't overweight, but I was carrying like excess body fat that I just wanted to get rid of. So essentially, I tried that years and years ago. I didn't really get anywhere with it, and then I ended up taking a break from athletics because I went to study A-levels, and I went to do a sports science degree as well, because essentially my athletics took me into wanting to learn a lot more about sports and things like that, and the body. So after that, I went back, and I tried to apply everything that I'd learned over the 5 years, so the 3 years at uni and the 2 years at college, and it still didn't work. I still couldn't get any results, and I know you guys can maybe kind of relate to that if you've ever tried stuff and it's failed, and you've tried other stuff and it's failed. Like, I imagine how I felt after 5 years studying the stuff and then trying to apply it to myself, like especially when my friends could get in shape mega easier, and yet me, like, I was a trainer, I couldn't even get myself in shape, and I was really frustrated. So I went on to research and see where I was going wrong, and eventually I came across like a group of trainers in the UK who were getting amazing results. Like, I'm talking amazing results with their clients in a group program. Okay, it's not, they wasn't even doing it one-to-one, they was just doing it as a group, which I thought was insane. So I invested a lot of money and a lot of time learning more stuff off people that were out there doing it, some of the leading experts in the world, and essentially I learned from people that I could take a lot more knowledge from. I then applied it to myself, and then I applied it to clients. I developed my system that I use now for getting results, okay, and I'm always constantly learning. So that's a bit of the shortfall on kind of where I've been over the past couple of years and my little journey as well. And just to show you this, because I like to share a lot of my clients before and afters, but I think it's only fair sharing my own. Now, you might not see much of a difference there, but it was a huge difference for me, and I did this in 19 days, believe it or not. In 19 days, so just under 3 weeks. So I went from kind of being a little bit skinny fat on the left, and for the first time ever, I got visible abs. Like, it might look like I have on the first picture, but I think, to be honest, I was like just stood in a funny position of the light, you know, when you kind of catch yourself in the light and you think, yeah, you know, I look alright today, but then you move and then it disappears. So I made massive changes in 19 days. To be honest, the biggest changes that I noticed was how I felt as well, okay, not just how I looked. So essentially that was it. So this next bit, why you should listen to me, again, a little bit, might seem a little bit big-headed, this bit, but again, I don't mean it to come across like that. I just want to show you a couple of pictures from people essentially that have helped and that have done various programs that I've run, because I think it's important that you see that other people have done this and it works, and that have followed stuff that I've basically put together. Because one of the biggest things that people have in the mind is, well, this won't work for me, like, I'm different, you know, I've tried this stuff before, all those kinds of things. So I just want to dispel that myth or that kind of disbelief that this stuff won't work for you, because everything I'm talking about tonight will work for you. I promise, you've just got to follow it. So this is Jean. She's actually done really well. She's a lot of these before and afters, to be honest, are from Body Fit Academy, which is our group program. But a lot of the pretty much everything that I do with Body Fit Academy, I apply on any program that I do. Like, all the principles that are the same, it's just the delivery that's different. Okay, whether it's in person, at home, online, we break it up, we do it all at once intense. Like, it's all the same principles. Exactly the same picture of Jean from the side. So she actually melted 4 inches off her waist in 4 weeks. Okay, so as I flick through these, I just want you to kind of have a see what kind of results that's actually possible when you put your mind to it. Now, Tracy actually melted 6 inches off her hips there. Again, the same picture from the side. You can see her bum's completely just gone AWOL. It's just completely disappeared. Again, she's done really well. And you'll notice that all these, I'm using inches and pictures, not weight, okay? Because your weight can do all sorts of things, and it's not actually a good measurement of your progress, because you've got muscle gain, you've got water retention and stuff like that plays a big part on it. So these guys, a lot of them might have even put on weight. Like, a lot of them might have stayed the same, and a lot of them probably lost it as well. And to be honest, I'm not bothered about weight. I'm more interested about inches and pictures and things like that, okay? Again, Charlotte done really well. She's done this in 8 weeks. She melted 4 inches off her stomach in 8 weeks, which, if you think, guys, 4 inches is quite a lot. I don't wear dresses myself, apart from weekends, but I'm guessing like that's around 2 dress sizes, like 4 inches off your waist. I'm not sure. Again, as I'm flicking through these, you can kind of see the results that people can get, and the results that you can get as well. So that's all I want you to take away from this part. I don't want you to think, well, well, they're different and things like that. They're not any different. And to be honest, I think a lot of you guys will probably be able to follow the stuff better than these guys did, because you've took action, and the fact you're here on this webinar shows that you're willing to do what it takes to get the result, okay? Again, just want to flick through these quite quickly now, because I've got like a lot of pictures, and to be honest, like, these are only some of them. Again, Kim's done really well, massive difference there. 16 inches melted off like a whole body, so legs, arms, stomach, waist, things like that. Some of you guys might even know some of these that I'm putting pictures of up on the screen now. So again, Chantel's done really well from following the group stuff at BFA. Again, Hayley, massive results, 3 clothes sizes in 7 weeks, which is insane. Obviously, not everybody will do that. Depends what starting position you're at. And again, I just wanted to show you this last one, which is Diane, an absolute superstar that has been on BFA for a while. And she did this that you can see on the screen in just 8 weeks, okay? And again, I just wanted to show you some of them, okay? I've spent over £40,000 on my education over the years, from not just uni, but like after that, like a lot of stuff that I've learned since, okay? Many hours of learning as well. Obviously, you guys are more than welcome to do that, but you can save a lot of money by just listening to what I'm going to share with you tonight and applying it, okay? So, let's get on to the next part. So this is all about how to get amazing results, okay? Now, this is one of the most important parts of tonight, okay? I'm just going to give you a brief breakdown on how to get amazing results fast, okay? So we're going to start with food. Now, eating clean is one of the most important factors when it comes to toning up, changing your body shape, and feeling better as well. So essentially, this is what you need to do. I'm going to cut to the chase. So you just need to cut out all man-made food that's processed and things that your body doesn't really deal well with. Okay, so this is exactly what you need to cut out: alcohol, sugar, wheat, caffeine, cow dairy, and processed food. Okay, now that might seem extreme, but it's not. Okay, this is just stuff that's kind of creeped in our diet, mostly over the past like couple of like decades, really. And there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Like, one of the programs that I'll tell you about later on is something where we're just changing one of these things each week. Okay, just cutting one of them out each week and building on it over the weeks and months, so you can slowly do it. Okay, that's how we do it at Workout the Week Club. Whereas Body Fit Academy, which is our group program in Manchester, we do it all at once, which is a lot more intense. But I think with it being something that's a live program, and I can be there and help clients like as we go along, it's essentially it hits it all a lot harder. So the results will be a bit different. They will be quicker, but it's a bit harder to follow at home doing it that way. I've tested it that way, and I think a lot of people struggle. So it just depends really your situation to how you go about it. But just cut the stuff out, okay? It might seem like it's impossible to do it forever, but your mindset will shift. And once you initially cut them out, you won't want to go back to them anyway, okay? So your willpower won't have to last forever, okay? So my recommendation is if you've got the willpower, go 100% and just ditch them all for at least 21 days. Then just drop to an 80-20 rule. So 80% clean, 20% naughty, yeah? Otherwise, if you find it hard to stick to stuff and you think you've not got much willpower, sorry guys, I'm just opening this thing up to make sure anyone's got any questions and stuff. Right, so let's get that back up. Okay, so like I say, if you've not got much willpower, then my advice would be to just change one thing each week. Okay, sorry guys, that screen keeps flicking back and forth. I'm a noob with technology stuff. Yeah, Kelly, great question. Can you repeat the list? So this is what you need to cut out, okay? Anything man-made or processed. So this is exactly what I get everyone to cut out on my programs, okay? So alcohol, which is a toxin. So you've heard it before, like what's your poison and intoxicated. So alcohol's a big one, okay? It will be the main one for a lot of people. The next one is sugar, which we're going to talk a little bit more about on this slide. The next one is wheat and gluten. They kind of come together, those two. Gluten's basically the protein that's found in wheat. And that's basically things like pasta, bread, things like that. Now you can get wheat and gluten-free versions of them. The bread will taste like cardboard. The pasta is just exactly the same as normal pasta. You just have to stir it a little bit more. Caffeine is the next one. So essentially you want to cut out teas, coffees, things like that. Cowdera is another one, okay? Mainly with the Cowdera because the way that it's essentially processed these days, so there's a lot of hormones in there, there's a lot of antibiotics in there, okay? I didn't really want to dive down into the why much with them, but I just wanted to give you the overview, okay? So Cowdera is that next one, so things like milk and cheese. And processed food as well. Anything processed, anything man-made that's made in a lab, okay? Yeah, rye bread is okay. Yeah, so essentially if it's got a massive ingredients list, there's a good rule of thumb. If it's got stuff on there on that list, or anything you can't pronounce, or anything you don't know what it means, then just ditch it, okay? What I can do for you guys, I can give you something to kind of go off with that. So again, just go like alcohol, sugar, wheat, caffeine, Cowdera, and processed food free for 21 days, okay? If you feel that's too tough, then just change one thing each week and just concentrate on nailing that one thing each week, okay? So next bit, the food is the most important part, by the way. That's the part that will get you the most results, like 80% of the results. And training is something that will just speed things up a little bit, okay? So training more will not massively improve your results, okay? Training more won't help improve your results. If you're already training, that is, okay? So say doing 2 classes back to back at the gym, so like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of training, won't actually get you more results, okay? That will actually hinder your results, okay? I'm not really going to go into that much today on why, but essentially it causes stress to your body that causes your metabolism to actually slow down, okay? And you lose muscle tone that way as well. So you need the right training. Obviously it does help, but again, it's not the be all and end all. So the training that you need to do to get the best results is high intensity interval training or resistance training, or both of them put together, okay, with compound exercises, okay? Now I'm going to explain that because a lot of that sentence might not have made sense. So compound exercises are ones that involve like big movements, okay, big muscle movements with multiple joints, so things like squats, lunges, press-ups, all like big stuff like that, burpees as well, everybody's favourite exercise. They're all tough, but they're all big compound movements, okay? So you want to avoid the little isolated movements, things like bicep curls and sit-ups. They're not really going to do you anything for any results, okay? And you can't spot reduce, by the way, while we're on that. So stomach exercises will not burn stomach fat. They will help tone the muscles around your stomach, yeah, for sure, but it won't do anything for the fat covering the muscles, okay? And there's no point having a toned stomach if you're going to have like the fat that's covering it. So that comes down to the food stuff. So the good news is that you should be able to, ditch sit-ups from now. If any of you do them, like ditch them, okay? So that's the training side. So you want to do the interval training, which is like stopping and starting. So like 30 seconds work, 30-second rest. Or, on and off, and just basically bumping the intensity up, okay? If any of you guys want a sample session, if you've not ever done any of my workouts, then I'm more than happy on giving you a sample session to follow along to at home. That's cool. Okay, so the next bit. Sleep. Okay, this is really important, getting your sleep right. Just by getting this right, without even changing anything else, can have a big impact, or will have a big impact on your results, okay? So if you get it right, you're going to end up burning more fat than ever before, okay? If you get it wrong, it's going to stop you from losing fat. It's that simple, okay? So optimal sleep is from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. roughly, okay? 10:30 till 6:30, that's cool, as long as it's not like a couple of hours either side, okay? I'd shoot for 10 till 6, it's quite a cool time, okay? And again, you want to get that sleep-inducing environment, so that's something that's cool, dark, and free from electronics. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do to help sleep, but again, I don't really want to go through a lot of that stuff tonight, because otherwise it's too overwhelming. Okay, I just want to give you guys like the overview. So water, next thing. Just getting this right, again, paired with the sleep, has a massive effect on your body. Massive, okay? On your body, your energy, and your mood. Okay, you need to aim for around 2 to 3 litres a day. So I'd actually shoot for a big 2-litre bottle of mineral water. Spread it out in little bottles if you think that's a bit easier to kind of manage. And again, I shoot for bottled water because a lot of tap water, depending what part of the country you're from, contains a lot of chemicals, okay? And I'll explain in a second what the chemicals do, alright? So, next one, we've got sugar control. So essentially keeping your blood sugar levels balanced will get you good results. So if you eat sugary food, then your blood sugar levels will rise. And when this happens, you're going to store that excess sugar as fat. And your body actually switches from burning fat to burning that sugar you've just put in your body. Okay? Also, you're going to, again, store that excess sugar as fat. So you shoot yourself in the foot twice with it, basically. So you just want to time your starchy carbs as well, okay? Because I know some of you might be wondering about that. So things like fruit, potatoes, rice, all that stuff's fine. But you'll get a little bit better results by having them after you've trained. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, if you combine all of the above, your results will be incredible. Okay, nobody ever gets everything 100%. You know, even I couldn't get everything 100%. Unless, you know, I tried it over and over again and really tried to master it. So I don't expect anyone else to, but I'm sure a lot of you can get it 99% right. So again, aim for perfection, but don't worry if it doesn't happen, okay? Just do the best you can and the results will follow, okay? It's as simple as that. Wow, I can't really read that properly, but we'll troop on. So this bit basically says cleansing versus dieting, okay? So this is going to teach you how you can essentially eat more without counting calories and get better results. Okay, this is going to teach you as well how you yo-yo diet. So how, you know, you might have lost weight in the past and then put more back on, if not that same amount. Okay, so I'm going to show you a different way of doing it other than dieting. But first, I just want to show you the kind of problem with dieting. Okay. So you can see this picture there. So this is your journey and how dieting makes you rebound. So, okay, so the first picture shows that you're at your starting position. You've got basically fat that's actually wrapping up toxins, okay? Now toxins are things that I've just mentioned. So sugar, alcohol, processed food, things like that, okay? Your body actually wraps that stuff in fat to protect it from harming your body, basically. When you go on a diet, your body's actually getting stressed out because you're eating less food, so you're getting less nutrients, but the food that you normally still eat on a diet is normally toxic as well. Okay, so a lot of the processed food that a lot of people eat while on a diet contains quite a lot of toxins, okay? Now, without naming names, a lot of slimming clubs sell stuff that's like really guilty of this. So what happens there is that you end up on this middle bit. So you end up losing weight, but the impurities or the toxins, like the percentage of it, is higher. So it's more concentrated, okay? You can see that by the dots on that second picture. So then what happens, your body reacts to it and goes into emergency fat production, okay? You get that rebound effect, okay? It took me a long time to understand this and realise how it worked, so don't worry if this doesn't make sense straight away. So this is the difference, the different way of doing it, okay? This is cleansing. It's a lot better than dieting. So you start off at the same position, you cleanse the body, so you just cut out the stuff that I told you to cut out. That means that you're no longer, essentially, you're no longer consuming things that are toxic to your body. So you've not got that high concentration of toxins that you had before, the way that you did with dieting. The impurities in your body are released because your liver can deal with what's stored around your body very, very quickly because it's not overwhelmed with what's stored in your body and what you're eating. So it can deal with a lot of fat very, very, very quickly. That's why the results that I've shown you already happened in such a short space of time. Because when you go 100% clean for a short time, then that's what you can do. Now, again, that is hard to do on your own, but if you've got the willpower to do it, do it. Okay. If not, then just change one thing per week. Again, you get better results and they last without the rebound effect as well. Okay, so you can see the summary, you can see the difference between the two, and that's essentially the way that you want to do it. You want to cleanse or detox, whichever way you want to call it. And that way as well, by the way, the second part is that you can consume as much as you want, really, without going too crazy, but you don't have to calorie count. Like, you just eat as much clean food as you want. So clean foods are things like meat, veg, fish, fruit, nuts, seeds, things like that. So they're all the good, cool things you can have. Okay. Now this next bit is directly tied into what I've just said in terms of all the clean foods and avoiding certain foods. Now, I want to kind of show you this because a lot of people will think, well, oh my god, I'm just going to have to stick with eating this stuff forever, like salad and a chicken breast, and it's not like that, okay? So the bit on the left is what most diets are like, where you've just got to stick to eating like a bit of tomato, some lettuce leaves, and maybe, like I say, a bit of chicken here and there, but that's boring, right? Versus this bit that you can see on the right, this is essentially some of the foods that are good to eat, that people on my programs can eat all day long, and there's no kind of calorie counting or anything like that. So this is stuffed peppers, where there's like lean mince in there. There's bits of onion, bits of carrot, bits of sweet corn, all that kind of cool stuff. This next one is spaghetti bolognese. It's wheat and gluten-free spaghetti with lean mince, chopped tomatoes, onions, and some other bits and pieces and things like that. Lots of herbs and spices and stuff. Really lush and makes a lot of meals worth, okay, when you make it, and it's quite ace. This next one, don't even know what that bit is in the middle there. We've got brown rice, salmon, lettuce, and some peppers. I think that's a bit of chopped tomatoes, I think. I'm not sure on that one. We've got some quinoa. Let's go back one. We've got some quinoa, which looks like it's pronounced as quinoa. Quinu. I can't remember the spelling. Always baffles me the spelling on this one. I'm not even going to try and spell it out live on this presentation because I'll end up just going through the alphabet. But essentially it's hard to explain, but it's like couscous, but you can have it in the mornings as well. And it's wheat and gluten free, okay? So we've got like strawberries in there, we've got banana in there, we've got Greek yogurt in there, we've got nuts in there, we've got a lot of stuff in there, okay? That's a really good one for a breakfast one, okay? Now, a big one that I've been having for breakfast that's lush is full-fat Greek yogurt, which, again, you want to get instead of the low-fat stuff, because low-fat stuff normally is packed full of sugar, and I've mentioned earlier what sugar does. It pumps your blood sugar levels up, and you store that excess sugar as fat, so the full-fat stuff is fine, yeah? So I have Greek yogurt with a little bit of honey and frozen fruit. It's absolutely lush. Yes, Sarah, I'll send you some of the recipes over for this stuff, because some of this stuff is lush, yeah? We've got omelette there on a bed of greens. So we've got essentially like kale, watercress, things like that, using balsamic vinegar. Okay, balsamic vinegar is amazing. Okay, with the greens, it makes it taste absolutely delicious. Okay, I honestly to this day I remember the first time I ever had an omelette or a banana omelette, or just eggs in general with greens, with like leaves. I remember it to the day. I was like not too convinced, and then the second time I had it, it was amazing. Okay. This is a brilliant one, brilliant one. So we've got 97% basically meat content sausages that are gluten free. We've got rice, we've got onions, we've got peppers, and we've got lettuce as well, and I think bits of cucumber and stuff like that. Absolutely lush. To be honest, I've only ever had this once, and that was obviously when I took the picture, and I've not had it again. Like, it was delicious though. I'm not sure why I've not had that again. Like, it's making me feel like pretty hungry actually. Looking at that. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. In fact, this is if that made me feel hungry, this is gonna be even worse. So there we've got banana almond pancakes. Okay, really simple to make. I think a lot of you guys might have the recipe for this. If not, I can get it over to you guys somehow. Obviously, you guys that are on Workout the Week Club, I think I've posted that up for you. Sausage and pepper omelette. Probably not the best kind of picture to use there, but that's the best picture I could find. Like, you use the same sausages that I mentioned earlier, so like 97% gluten-free sausages. Again, we've got chili con carne, like similar to what I've shown you before, but rice instead of the spaghetti. Okay. Curries as well. You can have clean curries. You can make your own, and clean chocolate as well. It looks crazy, this picture. It looks like frozen something, but it's lush, absolutely lush. Okay. And we've got a coconut lemon bar there. Again, another brilliant example. To be honest, all these snacks, these snacky ones, these last one or two, these are some of the main ones that are going to keep people on track long term, because let's face it, like, just wanting to dive for some crisp or some chocolate is one of the things that always fails me, and to be honest, fails a lot of other people as well. Okay. So yeah, that's it. I mean, the main thing you've got to take away from that is you need to make your food taste nice and not be boring to succeed. It's as simple as that. Okay. So yeah, this next one, again, another one for the snack, is clean brownies, which again, I think a lot of you guys, if you've been on my email list for any time recently, you've probably had this at some point. I'm a big fan of this. A lot of people on my group program I've had this recipe as well. It's brilliant. Okay, honestly, right, if I can make this stuff, you guys will make it better than me easily. Okay, so yeah, that's to open your mind, really, to show you what type of food that you can have and make it not boring. And no joke, you guys that make stuff for the whole family, you don't even have to tell anyone that any of this stuff is healthy. Like, they'll think it's just the usual kind of normal stuff. Okay. Okay. So 1 or 2 questions from just recently. Then soya yogurt. I'd probably, to be honest, go with Greek yogurt, because that's probably the best option. Like, anything like soy based, it's kind of a bit. It's a bit kind of, you know, on the controversial side. Like, it's okay, but I think anything soy based I'm not a fan of, to be honest. Okay, so soya milk and stuff like that and yogurt I'm not really a fan of, but I'd go with a Greek yogurt, just a full fat, BioLive natural yogurt. Okay. Okay, so can you drink green tea? Green tea is ace, yeah. I'd probably avoid decaf, because when the process basically of taking the caffeine out leaves, I can't remember the name, but there's 3 chemicals that they begin with P, K and C, I think, but that's no use to anybody, I know, but essentially it leaves the chemicals in there. So in terms of tea, I'd shoot for licorice tea, green tea, those in the mornings, and then tulsi tea in the afternoon or evenings. Okay. Any of you guys that want a bit more information on tulsi tea, I put something on my blog last week about it on benhandbridge.co.uk. But yeah, I'd shoot for green tea, or just like herbal teas and stuff like that. Mainly because the caffeine is like one of the heaviest sprayed crops on the planet. Okay, so it's quite sprayed, you know. But yeah, I'd probably go milk-wise. I'd go either organic milk, so stuff that's not really been like, you know, had the cows like pumped full of junk in. Yeah, Sarah, you can get the tulsi tea on Amazon. I'll post a link up for that. Okay, in fact, the link's on my blog, but I'll post a link up somewhere for that at the end of this. Yeah, okay, so that's basically it. So milk, coconut milk is okay, rice milk is okay, organic milk is okay. They're the ones I'd shoot for rather than the soy-based ones. They're probably better than normal milk, but again, I'm not a big fan of soy. Okay, I need to look at the research a bit more on that, but I'm not a massive fan on it. Okay, so this is how to kick carb cravings. Again, just to give you a couple of ideas, because I want to wrap this thing up soon, because I've gone on a lot longer than I thought I might do so far, and I've still got a bit of stuff to cover. So, coconut oil. By the way, if you get any sugary cravings, so if you feel like, oh, I want a chocolate bar, or, you know, this, that, and the other, then coconut oil with cinnamon sprinkled on top sounds disgusting, but it's lush. It's amazing. Okay, it's brilliant. So a spoonful of coconut oil with some cinnamon sprinkled on top. Okay, it will just literally get rid of your carb, like sugary chocolate craving straight away. Clean chocolate, which I think I've got the recipe for on my blog, which I'll show you the link to my blog in a sec, because it's got the links to the Tulsi teas and the clean chocolate recipes on there, I think. Clean brownies, you've got rice cakes with almond butter spread on top. Absolutely amazing snack, and I'll tell you, you'll not eat as many as you think you can. Like the first time I tried them, I made 3 ready on a plate for me to just demolish and then possibly eat more, and I couldn't even finish 2 of them, and I was hungry. So rice cakes with almond butter will absolutely like fill you up and kick any carb cravings to the curb. As I've mentioned before, Greek yogurt with a bit of honey mixed in, especially with frozen fruit. Honestly, right, I'd rather have that than like ice cream any day. Okay, and the almond butter, you can get that from Amazon, but to be honest, I get it from a health store that's local to me. So any of you guys that are in Manchester, it's a health store that's on Moorside Road in Swinton. If not, you can get it from main supermarkets like Tesco's and stuff like that. Okay, maybe not all of them will stock it, but I know the bigger ones do for sure. I've seen them in like Asda and things like that. I'll try and post up a picture of what that looks like as well. Okay, so we've got a handful of fruit and nuts together. That actually helps with the sugar that's in the fruit. The nuts in there slows down the release of the sugar. Okay. But again, it kills the carb cravings. Banana omelettes are ace for that as well. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot of stuff there. I've kind of gone over a lot of content. So we've gone over why I find it tough too. We've gone over why, you know, you should listen to me, but essentially that was just me showing you some pictures on what you can achieve and, you know, what's actually possible. We've gone over how you can get amazing results, so that's the food, the training, the sleep, the water, the sugar control. We've gone over the difference between cleansing and dieting, which hopefully that's opened your eyes to the world of getting real fast and long-term results rather than just other fad stuff. I've shown you some pictures of food to show you that it doesn't have to be boring. I've shown you how you can kick carb cravings. So hopefully you've learned at least one new thing tonight, okay? Hopefully you've learned more than one, but to be honest, even if you've just learned one thing, even if you've got one big takeaway, one golden nugget from tonight, it's been worth it, okay? I'm sure you'll agree, alright? So, what next? So, any of you guys that are on any of my programs at the minute, so, you know, any of you guys that kind of either are on like BFA or any of you guys that are on Workout of the Week Club, you guys, like, that's pretty much like all the information you'll need, and it's just to go and apply. But I wanted to put this last bit in because a few people have been asking about, you know, what can I do from home? Like, tell me about this program that I can do. So I thought I'd answer it at the end of this webinar now, rather than kind of answering everyone individually because it's a bit quicker. So I want to really thank you guys for tuning in. You guys that again are on all the programs anyway. For you guys that are not on any of my programs, like this essentially is going to answer these questions that I've been getting over the past like week or two. Okay, so I've got obviously my BFA, my Body Fit Academy program, which is in Manchester. So any of you guys based in Manchester, you're more than welcome to come down and try it out for a week. Like, just drop me an email or just drop me a Facebook message. You know, I'm not really going to try and sell you anything because, to be honest, I kind of do the opposite with Body Fit Academy because, you know, it's kind of like a group of action takers, which all you guys are action takers anyway because you've come and listened to this call. But if any of you guys want a week on that, then you're more than welcome. Just drop me an email or a Facebook message if you're based in Manchester. Now, a lot of you guys are not based in Manchester, as I know, but that's why I put together this workout of the week club. So it's something that you guys can do from home. Okay, I know a lot of you guys on the call now are on this. All right. So essentially, this is what it is about, and this is what you get. Okay, so it's all the stuff we talked about tonight. But essentially, this is wrapped up into something that you can follow. It's been designed for people that can't really have the motivation to do stuff normally at home. Okay, it's designed for people that are quite busy and don't have much time to do it at home, and it's designed for people that have, you know, got kids and things like that, and you can't really leave the house to go to the gym all the time. So essentially, this is what you get. Okay. So you get weekly workouts, so all the workouts are short and effective metabolic boosting workouts that you can do in 10 minutes or less. One or two of them, like every couple of months, might go over like 10 minutes, they might be like 12 minutes, but they're around 10 minutes. A lot of them recently have been like 7-8 minutes because, again, you can fit them in around your busy schedule and get them done quickly to allow you to do the things you want, like spending time with friends and family and things like that. And you can get them done even if you've got little or no motivation, because a 7-minute workout, let's face it, doesn't require a lot of effort to kind of start. Now, don't get me wrong, the workouts work very, very well, and when you're doing them, they're quite intense, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to try and say they're easy because they're not. You can make them easy by going slower and stuff like that, but a lot of you guys that take action, like, put a lot into them and they end up being really tough. But they're specifically designed to boost your metabolism and keep you burning more fat for basically the rest of the day. Okay. You can obviously access all the past workouts as well. Like, obviously, if you don't just want to do the current workout of the week, you can do the past ones, all right, from past weeks. So each week I post up a new one. You get access to the private Facebook group. Now, I don't know if that's cut off the screen there. I'm not really too bothered anyway. But yeah, you get access to the private Facebook group, which essentially you get the support from other members to help you with your journey, because let's face it, doing something on your own is tough. And you also get support from me as well. Okay, you get the opportunity to ask me any questions on weight loss and fitness, and any time you feel like you're falling off the wagon or you're feeling things are tough, just let me know, because I've worked like with literally hundreds and hundreds of clients over the years, and I've literally helped people in every situation you could probably think of. Okay, you get the workout of the week club nutrition plan, which basically it's really simple to follow. There's one change that you make, or that I get you to make per week. Okay, no matter when you start this program, you start at the very beginning. So the very first change is just drinking more water. Okay, that's the only thing I get you to do. I tell you why you should be doing that. So you get emails to teach you why on the education side, and you get some tips to help you do it as well. Okay. Again, it's easy to keep up with at home, even if you've got no motivation, because you're only changing one thing a week. So it's not overwhelming. Okay, so it's simple and easy. Get weekly recipes. Sometimes I probably post up more than one recipe a week, because again, I help you guys out as much as I can. And again, as I've said today, you want to basically learn how to cook food, to make it taste amazing, to get incredible results, so it's not boring. Okay, as you've seen from the stuff today, no extreme diets, no calorie restrictions or anything like that. You just essentially want to make it taste nice. You get the education as well. I teach you guys exactly why you're making the changes, basically because it's easier to stick to that way and keep it up long term. You get my help and support as well, okay, which is quite important, to be honest, for succeeding. I'm not saying that as though my help is important. but just help in general, okay? Whether that's help off your friend, off, you know, your partner, a colleague, like any help or support along with the journey is vital, okay? Regardless on who it's off. Okay, so if you guys want in on this, this is the website it's at. I'm not going to pitch this like, you know, try and give you some massive sales like pitch and marketing mumbo jumbo, because I'm not into all that. Like, you either want to do it or you don't. And to be honest, if I have to talk people into doing it, then it's going to be a pain in the ass to have me as it's going to be, I'll start again. I've got marbles in my mouth. I'll just take them out. It's going to be a pain in the ass for me to have them as a client if I've had to talk them into doing it. Okay, I'm sure you'll agree. Now a lot of people ask about like the investment, and I say investment rather than cost, because it is an investment. You're investing in yourself, your body, and your education and everything like that. It's £9.99 a month because I wanted to make it as cost effective and affordable as possible, because all of my other programs range from £69 to £99 per month. Okay, now this is the cheapest program I've done ever, and the cheapest program I'll ever do. In fact, like, once the places start getting full on this, the price will go up for any new people. That is, like, any of you guys that are on already will stay at this one. You're not tied in. If you want to like stop at any point, that's cool. Just cancel it. You can cancel it very, very easily with PayPal yourself. Okay, so it's not, you're not even gonna have to go through some crazy cancellation like crap, essentially. Okay, I've got an insane money back like lifetime guarantee as well, because look, I know you guys have tried a lot of stuff in the past that you've probably followed and maybe not worked. So look, if you follow it and you decide it's not for you, or you just want a refund, then I'll just refund every penny that you've invested in this program, your entire investment ever. Okay, so even if you've been on it for a year and you decide, right, this is not for me, like, I'll just, you know, just tell me and I'll give you your money back if you're not happy with it. Okay, now I know a lot of people will think, well, what's stopping someone just like doing it and then just asking for a refund anyway? Like, yeah, people might do that, but I know you guys are not like that. Okay, I know you guys are not like one of those people. Yeah, but you can cancel at any point and all that kind of stuff, because again, I'm not interested in trying to tie people in and all that cool stuff. So yeah, that's how confident I am that it'll work for you. I want to just take the risk away. If you want it, then just go to workoutoftheweekclub.co.uk. There's the link that's on the bottom of this screen. Workoutoftheweekclub.co.uk. You'll find a bit more information on there, and if you want in, you want in. If not, that's cool. If any of you guys have got any questions, then I'll stay on the line to answer any of them. Just post them up, and I'm happy to answer them. Obviously, any of you guys that are watching this at a later date, because hopefully I'm recording this, obviously you won't be able to ask questions live, but you guys will know where to find me and where to ask any questions. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'll just give it like another 20-30 seconds, see if any questions come in about anything we talked about today, or Workout the Week Club, or anything about you and getting yourself results and things like that. Then just let me know. Okay, but yeah, like the biggest thing again is just essentially just get your head around what to do and just go for it. Okay, because I want you to dispel any disbelief on what you've had and what might have worked in the past and what might not have worked and things like that. Okay, you just got to get these simple things in place. Now, I could have made this presentation like 500 hours long and gone really in depth over stuff and added loads of stuff in, but even now I've probably doubled the time that I want to spend on it, but I don't mind, because I love teaching this stuff to you guys and helping people achieve the results. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's all really I wanted to go through. It's been a lot of stuff, so I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys like giving up your time, because I know you don't, you know, you've probably got a million and one other things to do. But yeah, that's it, and I'll speak to you all soon. So take care. I want you to take action as well on getting yourself results. Okay, so that's it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.